Welcome to Hockey Wiz Talks podcast. Today I'll be talking about the top prospects in the 2020 NHL Draft. The 2020 NHL Draft is absolutely loaded with top-end talent. This could be the best draft since 2015, where 10 All-Stars were taken in the first round. In today's podcast, I'll be taking a look at the top prospects in the 2020 draft. If you want a more detailed breakdown of these prospects, check out my hockey blog, hockeywiztalkshockey.blogspot.com. Alexis Lafreniere. Alexis Lafreniere is the consensus number one pick in the 2020 draft and is being touted as the next big thing. Lafreniere plays on Rimouski, which is Sidney Crosby's junior team, and has broken all his club records. Lafreniere has done everything that fans and experts have expected of him this season and is the grand prize in the 2020 draft. Quinton Byfield. Quinton Byfield is the consensus second pick in the 2020 draft because of his rare combination of size, speed, strength, and skill. At 6'4", 215, Byfield has drawn comparisons to Eric Lindros because of his size and ability to move as quickly as he does at his size. Byfield has a very high potential and could potentially be a Evgeny Malkin, Eric Lindros hybrid. Tim Stutzle. Besides Lafreniere and Byfield, the prospect that gets the most buzz is Tim Stutzle, a German center who plays for Adler Mannheim in the DHL. Stutzle has high-end speed, hockey sense, creativity, and vision, as well as an exceptional shot. In addition, he is also a good defensive player and can play on the center and wing, making him a very attractive player to teams. Tim Stutzle should be the third player off the board after Lafreniere and Byfield. Jamie Drysdale. Jamie Drysdale is by far the best defenseman in the draft. He is a great skater and has drawn some comparisons to Drew Doughty. Like Doughty, he not only excels on the offensive side of the puck, but he was also great at shutting down opponents' top players. Depending on the team drafting and team needs, Drysdale could go anywhere from 4 to 6. Check out my hockey blog at hockeywiztalkshockey.blogspot.com. Also visit my Facebook page, Mr. HockeyWiz777, and my Instagram, Mr. HockeyWiz77. Cole Perfetti. Cole Perfetti is a highly productive forward that is as great a playmaker as he is a scorer. Despite being undersized, Perfetti has torn up the OHL, putting up 37 goals and 111 points in 61 games. Perfetti is listed as a center, but it is very likely that he will end up flourishing as a winger in the NHL. Perfetti's performance this season has almost ensured that he will be a top 5 pick in the draft. Marco Rossi. Marco Rossi is one of the most complete players in the 2020 draft. Not only is he a highly skilled offensive player, but he is also strong on faceoffs and is a good two-way player. Despite being only 5'9", Rossi dominated the OHL, putting up 120 points in 56 games with the Ottawa 67s this season. Rossi is a top 5 talent. However, his size may cause teams to pass on him. Lucas Raymond. Lucas Raymond is an elite two-way player with excellent vision, elite hands, and elite brain. He is also a terrific forechecker, defensive player, and penalty killer, which makes him a threat in all situations. Despite the lack of production with Frölunda this season, Raymond has too big of an upside to not be a top 10 pick. Alexander HOLTZ. Alexander HOLTZ is an elite scorer that can finish from all around the offensive zone. HOLTZ has everything you want in a scorer, but his skating and defensive play need to be improved. Despite his weaknesses, him being an elite scorer makes it highly likely that he will be a top 10 pick. And now a word from our sponsor. Check out my other podcasts on soundcloud.com/Mr. HockeyWiz777. Yaroslav Askarov. Yaroslav Askarov is the other generational talent in the 2020 draft, but he doesn't get the same hype as Lafreniere because he is a Russian goalie. Askarov is the best goaltender prospect since Carey Price and could change the fortunes of the team he gets drafted by. Askarov is the game changer in the draft because while he is projected to go around 11 to 13, he could get drafted before that because there are teams drafting in the top 10 that need a franchise goalie. Jake Sanderson. Jake Sanderson is already a dominant shutdown defenseman that is also a terrific puck-moving defenseman. He hasn't unlocked his offensive potential yet. When he does, he has the potential to be one of the best defensemen in the league. Jake Sanderson should be a top 10 pick because many teams are in need of a top pair shutdown defenseman with a high offensive upside. Anton Lundell. Anton Lundell is a polished two-way center who already brings the full package. Lundell is NHL ready and could make an impact as early as the 2020-2021 season. The thing that might cause his draft stock to fall is his limited offensive upside. Dawson Mercer. Dawson Mercer is a high IQ player that makes hard plays look easy and dazzles with his puck skills. Mercer excels below the hash marks and around the crease, and is one of the best goal scorers in the draft. He is also a great two-way player as well. Dawson Mercer could be a top 10 pick, but due to injury and being traded in his draft year, he could fall out of the top 10. On my next podcast, I'll be doing a mock draft of the 2020 draft.